Okay, this moment of humor is brought to you by icon of humor, Mr. Dave Barry, a 2020 finalist for the Thurber Prize for his book Lessons from Lucy. He was also a finalist in 2013 with Alan Zweibel for their book Lunatics. The two of them did an event with us years ago, and there was a lot of energy in one place. So I'm just going to say, without further ado, let's do the Thurber 13. Number one, what is your favorite word?
I'm very partial to weasel, just because it works in a lot of. There's almost no joke or humor construct you can't improve by inserting a weasel somewhere in it.
Number two, what is your least favorite word?
I'm going to go with parameter because I hear it a lot. I even use it from time to time. And like I would say 99% of the non-mathematical public, I have no earthly idea what it means.
Name one thing on your bucket list.
I would like to be able to go somewhere again someday.
What was your favorite book that you read as a kid?
Well, with all due respect and apologies to Thurber, I was a Robert Benchley guy.
Oh, boy.
I think they were friends. So I hope it's not too terrible. But I loved Robert Benchley. I patterned when I was young, amateurish humor writer, I patterned myself after Robert Benchley. So there's a lot of them. They're basically just collections of his columns. So.
What sound do you love? What smell do you hate?
Smell that I hate. I'm going to go with anything associated with oysters. Also clams, mussels, even scallops, as some kind of phlegm from the seas, phlegms of the sea. So I'm not a fan. I don't understand why anybody eats them.
Who is your favorite humorist?
Besides Thurber, of course, it would be Robert Benchley. I loved Robert Benchley, and as I said earlier, he was my idol and inspiration.
If you were sent to a deserted island, what would be one thing that you could not live without?
Cheese. If there were a lot of cheese on the island, I'd be okay. Also, of course, the complete works of Shakespeare. But if I had to choose between the complete works of Shakespeare and cheese, I'm going with cheese.
What folly of humanity do you find the funniest?
I would go with the federal government.
Okay, cats or dogs? And remember, Thurber's listening.
I am a dog guy. Wait, somewhere in this room with me. Oh, she's over there, so I can't show you on this camera, but I'm a dog guy. I am not a cat guy. I love dogs. I believe cats are the spawn of Satan. No offense to them. Okay,
so you are a Thurber fan. Do you have a favorite story, cartoon, anecdote about Thurber that you'd like to share?
My favorite thing about him is the way he drew and the way he never saw himself as a cartoonist. And was it E.B. White who, when they turned in the book, they'd written together, and I think the editor said, "This is great. When are you going to have the actual drawings?" And I think E.B. White said, "These are the actual drawings." And it was sort of brilliant that the professionals did not recognize that these cartoons were going to be, in the end, one of the most memorable things about Thurber. So I think I love that he was like an accidentally wonderful cartoonist.
What is your Walter Mittyist fantasy?
I live in Miami. We have many drivers here. My theory is that everyone in Miami is driving according to the law of his or her individual country of origin. So we're all obeying laws. We're just not all obeying the same laws. I would like to have a front-mounted nuclear weapon on my car, which I would use judiciously. But every now and then there were times I would just could vaporize the car in front of me in a cloud of ionic particles or whatever particles they'd be. So that, I don't know, that's maybe a little violent for Walter Mitty, but that's my fantasy.
Okay, last question. If comedy heaven exists, who do you want to greet you at the door?
Man, I would like all the Marx Brothers to be waiting for me there, just because I think they'd be a fun party group.
Thank you so much. Do you want to take a couple minutes to tell us what you've got coming up, what you're working on?
Well, like everybody who ever wrote for a living, I'm working on a book. I'm writing a novel that's set in South Florida, where I've always set my novels, and it's full of weird people because South Florida.
That sounds great. Thank you so much. And we look forward to seeing you at the virtual 2020 Thurber Prize for American Humor ceremony.
Thank you. Look forward to it.